Hello Bambinos, it's TPL content time and it's actually round one of the playoffs in the TPL. So we managed to steal the final spot in the playoffs thanks to a few upsets that went our way. But I'm pretty happy with that, When I took over the team mid-season, playoffs was kind of my goal, so anything extra I can get here is like a bonus. So I'm pretty happy making it to playoffs. Our opponent Rich here is the Long Beach Cinderace, and his Cinderace is actually the kill count leader in the regular season, so that's some pretty scary stuff to go over. I am doing post commentary again today since the footage had to be sent in to TPL for primetime showcase. Also, I got up at like stupid o'clock Sunday morning to play this game, so I didn't even record it myself. I just sat in bed on my Switch and played it. So yeah, I've got the footage from my opponent's side, so I'm actually the opponent in this footage. So yeah, I'm just going to go over it and commentate over what happened and my decisions with what I did. So let's get straight into the battle. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new, and enjoy the battle. Here we go. So I had a plan going into this, and the plan kind of hinged on him not leading Cinderace. That's me there, the opponent. I led Zant, the Togedemaru, and he ended up leading Cinderace. So in my head, I was in a position like I had Nuzzle, and I think I was willing to risk Togedemaru getting knocked down to its Sash. I was actually Sash, so he could Pyro Ball me. Oh no, I wasn't Sash. I was Sturdy, sorry. Because I'm Scarf. I've Scarf Sturdy, so I was willing to go for the Nuzzle and get hit down to my Sturdy just to paralyze the Cinderace. And he actually looks like he was going to go for a bulk up right there, but changed his mind last minute and went for U-turn. So yeah, because I'm Scarf, I go first. I hit the Nuzzle. Really crippling the Cinderace. Turn 1 was really worth it for me, I think. Like, turn 1, like, he goes for the U-turn, which doesn't do too much damage. It actually does a nice chunk. That's Libero and Life Orb there for you. So then he turns out and he decides to bring in Milotic, I think it was. Yes, it was Milotic. So he brings in the Milotic. And I'm obviously Choice Scarfed into Nuzzle. He reveals that he's Flame Orb, so that like I knew then he was Marvel Scale. So he's got like a really physically bulky Milotic, which I think is smart because a lot of my team's offense is physical. He clicks Gold here. I switch out my Zant. Bring in Ganon, the Slowking. You might have noticed I've gone for Zelda villains nicknames this week. So he goes for the Scold. Slowking eats it up. He takes some burn damage. Now here, he hasn't got much to hit me. So he switches out into Trevenant. It is Trevenant. Oh, looks like he wanted to go Cinderace there. But no, he goes into Trevenant. Oh. In comes the Trevenant. I predicted the switch and went for the teleport so I could keep momentum. So I switch out my Slowking. And I was a bit worried about what to bring in here because I have seen him bring Scarf Trevenant in the past. I watched all of his battles back on his YouTube channel and I've seen him bring Scarf Trevenant. But I opted to go for the mascot Demise, and that's Ice Cube. So obviously I've got the advantage of having the Ice Face up here, not knowing if he's Scarf or not. It turns out he wasn't. You could tell by looking at his set there, Protect Toxic. He should have clicked Toxic there, I think. Oh, it looks like he was going to. But in the end, when he finally clicks it, yeah, he did go for the Wood Hammer, which does nothing to me through my Ice Face. breaks the ice face. And we get the free belly drum. So we're now +6, and because he broke the ice face, we're now faster. If he would have toxic there, we'd have been belly drummed, but slower and poisoned. So that's a misplay from him. He knows that I'm faster here. So he clicks Sucker Punch. I opt to stay in here. I don't max. You'd think maybe I'd max once I've got the belly drum off, but I didn't want to waste a turn of max. It's kind of risky, to be honest, because Icicle Crash can miss. He goes for the Sucker Punch, doesn't do enough. Does quite a good chunk, to be fair, but it does proc my berry. Citrus Berry brings me back up to pretty much where I was, just below. Yeah, Icicle Crush can miss, so that was pretty risky, but I didn't want to waste a turn of max. And he wasn't Sash, which was great. Looking on his team, it actually shows he was Citrus Berry, so he was like Harvest Citrus Berry stuff, I guess. So we get the first kill of the game, which is nice. And then his options here are kind of limited, because Cindy being paralyzed means that he would die. Espeon would probably die to a max move. Scyther would die to an ice move. Looks like he wanted to go Cindy. But in the end, he does opt to bring in the Milotic, which you can see there on the movesets that he has Haze, which is quite a good bring considering I have Ice-Q and Mimikyu who like to set up. And then he's gone for the Marvel Skull to be physically bulky. He does go and click Case here to try and get rid of my belly drum. He probably thinks he's safe, that the only attacks I've got are probably water and ice, which he resists. But I do have another move, and I go for it here at like 45% health. I opt to Dynamax and hit him with the hidden move that I don't really think he was expecting. So yeah, we max right here. I knew I kind of wanted to get rid of Milotic because it does wall quite a good portion of my team. So this is why I choose to use my Dynamax here in an attempt to get rid of it. We do have Head Smash on our Ice-Q, so the max Rockfall will be coming out. And I think it depends on his build, but the calcs show it was a roll. I think that was a roll. Unless he was max HP, max defense. He goes for Haze. So that now I've lost my belly drum boosts, which is not good. But the combination of Sand and Burn means we get rid of Milotic, which is a massive deal for us. So we're now 2-0 up in the kills. So he brings in Weezing here, which I definitely think is the right play. Very physically bulky Weezing means it can take hits from the unboosted Ice-Q pretty well. I can't remember what I did here. He decides to get up a layer of spikes. He also has Clear Smog there. Again, great for a team like mine who likes to set up with Ice-Q and Mimikyu. But I go for the ice type attack, which doesn't do too much unboosted. I mean, if I was +6, I think that kills, probably. But I do get my Ice Face back, which doesn't really matter versus Weezing. And I am interested how... Oh, it's because it's a form change, yeah. The neutralizing gas doesn't affect form changes, just abilities. He gets a layer of spikes up, which is obviously great versus me. He knows, as well as I do, that I've got no hazard clear, so rocks and spikes are particularly good against me. What does he do here? He's thinking about laying up another layer of T-spikes. He decides to click Pain Split. Probably expects me to hit him again and be lower than him. But as it stands, he has more health than me, so Pain Split would only help me. I switch out Ice Skill. And I bring in a Zant, the Togi D, who takes no Toxic Spike damage, seeing how my Steel type. And I actually gain a little bit from that Pain Split, but then the Hell hits. So seeing as I threaten this Fairy type with my Steel type moves, I think I overpredict this turn. Because I threatened him, I thought he'd switch, so I went for U-turn, which turns out to be a mistake. He just stays in and lays up another layer of T-spikes, which means I'm getting toxic damage on everything I bring in now. I bring him back in. I thought maybe a flamethrower was coming for Togi D. So I bring in the Slowking. He throws up the T-spikes. So now, yeah, he's got 2 layers. I've got a Poison Slowking. And now I heavily threaten this Weezing with a Psychic type move. I was looking at his team now and his current switch-ins. Yeah, look, Scyther, Espeon, or Cinderace. Cinderace doesn't really want to be taking too much more damage. I thought Espeon might come in to take a resisted Psychic type move. But he does go into Cinderace here, I think, if I remember right. So actually, I'm just seeing there are Specs Espeon. I didn't know it was Specs. All the other items I kind of figured out or could see, apart from the Citrus Berry, but it didn't really matter. So yeah, he brings in Cinderace here. And the neutralizing gas wears off, which is actually important, because it means I get my Regenerator. I go for the Shadow Ball as a mid-ground play, because if he would have switched in Espeon, he would have taken quite a lot of damage from that Shadow Ball. So now Cinderace is actually quite low, having not done much. I take another bit of poison damage and hail damage. So I'm sitting at about 65-70 health, and I know he's got U-turn, but I think I take it. I'm a max HP, max defense Slowking, so I think I take the U-turn. So I go for a teleport here to try and keep advantage. So Cinderace goes for the U-turn. And it does just straight kill. I really thought I'd live that. I didn't really run a calc on it. But we give him some more Rocky Helmet chip anyway. Slowking goes down. There's Life Orb and Rocky Helmet chip, and that Cinderace is now very low. So yeah, we're now 2-1 up in the kills. Looks like he wanted to go Scyther here. Which he does. He brings in Scyther. But since he killed us, we get the momentum, and we get to bring in who we want here. That's the thing about killing with U-turn. You lose momentum. In comes Togi D again. Because he knows I'm Scarf. He knows he's absolutely threatened by an electric type move here. So he opts to switch straight back into Weezing. As I hit the Zing Zap, trying to hit that Scyther. Because I actually knew my calcs, and I knew that it was a very favourable roll to one-shot Scyther with Zing Zap. Obviously I'm choiced into Zing Zap here. I thought about going for the Zing Zap flinches, but I didn't think it was worth it. So I do just straight switch out Zant and bring in Skull Kid, the Marowak. So we take the double layer 2 spikes. We're now toxic on a timer. He hits the pain split, which really helps him out there. He heals with Black Sludge. Now I'm sat here thinking that this Weezing is a problem and I really, really just want to hit it hard. I'm carrying Earthquake, I'm carrying Flare Blitz, I'm carrying Shadow Bone. He opts to go for Thunderbolt, which is so risky. Like, I could have been Lightning Rod. I didn't bring Lightning Rod this week. I wish I did. I actually go for the Stealth Rocks. Like, risk it all for Stealth Rocks, because I knew Scyther wasn't going to be boots, because he's brought Eviolite every week. So, I'm now doing 50% to Scyther every time it comes in. Cinderace is dead. Cinderace can't come in now, because it will die to Rocks. And we're sat here, I'm thinking, maybe I can take another Thunderbolt. I know it's got Pain Split, I know it's got 2 spikes. I haven't seen Clear Smog. I think I'm just praying, please take this Thunderbolt, please take this Thunderbolt. And we do just live it. Managed to hit off a big Earthquake. But it survives, and that had to be a roll. There's no way. How did that thing survive that? We die to poison damage. And it's now 2 apiece on the kills. It's a very close game here. Who do I bring in here? I think things get really scary here. As I bring back Togedemaru, I want to say. Yeah. I think this is the play that I really, I kind of messed up. Because I should have been thinking, like, looking at his health, if he switches out, he dies to Rocks when he comes back in, right? So I kind of, it was a free kill. It was a really free kill. But I thought he's not going to want to stay in here. I go for the U-turn. And it lives the U-turn, like, easily. Does like 6 damage. I can't remember who I bring in here. It might be Ice Cube. I think it was Ice Cube. I basically let this Weezing get away with far too much. Yeah, Ice Cube comes in, takes the Toxic Spikes. And he goes for the Pain Split, which helps him out quite a lot. And he's got that Black Sludge. And we take that poison damage. So seeing as I'm Ice Face mode, I've got very poor attack. I've also got no Belly Drum boost up. He goes for the Thunderbolt, but I go for the Icicle Crash. Turns out I am faster, which I was shocked at. It's not quite enough to kill it, but we do get the flinch. And there's 3 minutes left on the timer now, so it's scary stuff, because this could end up going down to timer. We survived the poison damage on very low HP. And he goes for the T-Bot again. I go for the Icicle Crash again, which would kill it. But I miss, very unfortunately. And he goes for the Thunderbolt and takes out Ice Cube. And we're now down in the kills. The mascot let us down with that miss big time. But we did get a flinch the turn before, so it's all good. In comes Ant here. And this time I'm not about to make the same mistake. Because I'm not actually sure if at this point Rocks would kill Weezing. But I just go for the Iron Head. Pick up the kill. Even out the kills. 3 apiece now. Less than 2 minutes left on the timer. See, Cinderace is going to die to Rocks if he brings it in. So he brings in Scyther, who takes 50% on Rocks. or maybe like 49 if he HP EV'd correctly. He goes for the sword stance. He's going all or nothing, knowing that I'm scarfed. Maybe he thought I'd switch out because I'm scarfed into Iron Head, but I thought I might as well try my luck with the flinch, or I don't think he could kill me. Like, both of his stabs are not very effective, so I go for the Iron Head. Not enough to kill. He doesn't flinch, but he goes for the sword stance. Yeah, you know, like, I don't think Dual Wingbeat or U-turn would kill me. He dynamaxes here and goes for the max darkness, which I think would kill at +2, 100%. I think it's definitely the right play. There's a minute left on the timer here, and we're 3 apiece. He goes for the Airstream. Hello? As you can see, the timer's running here. We're 3 apiece. He maxes the scythe there. You'll notice that I didn't switch out, so I've clicked Iron Head again, not knowing if it's going to kill this max scyther or not from this range. I was pretty confident it was going to, but I didn't know, so this was scary. But Togi D absolutely wrecking place. MVP, playoffs MVP. 20 seconds left on the timer. If he brings Cinderace in, it dies to rocks. He opts to bring an Espeon. See, I didn't know if this was going to be Scarf as well with like Mystical Fire or something. So, I switch out. Turns out he doesn't have Mystical Fire. He goes for Shadow Ball. But I switch out into my Mimikyu, because I could get a free sack on my disguise. Yeah, he goes for the Shadow Ball. We get the free sack on disguise. And because the timer's over, that's the game. And we actually pick up the win 3-2 or 4-3 in kills. Because we got 3 mons left, he's got 2 mons left. I think if there was no timer, I would have played it a little bit differently, but I was definitely still winning because I would have left Togi D in and Iron Headed, which it turns out he was Specs and I was Scarf. So I would have gone first. I would have hit him for a certain amount of damage. If I flinched, I'd definitely win. Even if I don't flinch, he could kill me with Shadow Ball. I'm not sure that it does. Well, no, it probably would. Spec Shadow Ball would kill Togi D. And then I get to bring in Mimikyu on a free disguise. So he'd hit me with Shadow Ball, bring me with disguise. And then I'd Shadow Claw him and it definitely would have killed at that point after an Iron Head. So we definitely would have won at least 2-0 or, 6-4 in kills. Because I still had Choice Band Crawdaunt in the back, which I never even brought out. But Choice Band Crawdaunt was really for Cinderace if it got out of control. And Espeon. So Choice Band Crawdaunt was still there. Togedemaru was still in the back with the Scarf and Mimikyu with his disguise. So we definitely would have won even if not for timer. But that's the game we're playing at the minute. All my homies hate timer, but here we are. And we progress into the next round of playoffs, which is excellent news. We actually are playing Marcus and the Carolina Concouter again, which I don't know. I don't know how we're going to beat him. We've played him twice already and lost both times, so I'm basically going to have to pick some sort of dark voodoo magic god and pray to it and sell my souls to it in order to win this one, so wish me luck. So yeah, please, like I said, leave a thumbs up on the video for winning our first playoff game, and come back next week for the next round of playoffs, and let's see if the Ice Cube can do it. Let's go. See you later, guys.